Yo, this is Kicking It with Infinite. I'm Infinite, and today I'm with my guest, DJ Burr. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yee, I'm chilling, man. Holding up on this quarantine, bro. Like, it's just crazy right now.
Hey, I feel it, man. I mean, like, for me personally, I've still been going to work, like, through
Oh
Monday
yeah,
to
that's right.
Friday.
That's right.
So, like, my life hasn't really changed that much. It's just kind of like I can't
Yeah.
really go out as often as I used to, but I wasn't going out that often anyways. I was just trying to work, you know what I mean? So, I mean, life hasn't really changed for me that much.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, man. All right, so just for the people who don't know you, just give like a quick little brief synopsis of who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you introduced me as DJ Burr, and I've been transitioning slowly just to Burr,
Uh-huh.
but for a lot of people still don't know that, but it's just because I felt like the DJ kind of holds the place where it's like, okay, you're just a DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the people obviously who don't really know me, and obviously I don't really care if you don't know me, but at the same time, if I want to present myself a certain way, I'm gonna go ahead and just simple change, put Burr. But yeah, man. Before I was a DJ, now I'm an not just a DJ. Now I'm a producer, artist, engineer, everything you could think of. I've been feeling like 2020, man, you got to be everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can't just be a one thing because, what if like we discussed before, Dev, like, what if you're just like producing for somebody and you hate the fact you're like, oh man, I wish I could just engineer your shit for you. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
It's like you got to hand it off, but which is good because you're helping the homies. But it's always great to be like, okay, I can do everything for you.
Definitely.
But
Also,
yeah,
it
man. I
just gives
mean,
so much value to yourself too. Like even in situations like that, or even like bigger situations when you need to like get your foot in the door,
yeah,
it's like anybody can produce, but not
yeah,
everybody can produce, write a hook for you, and engineer the whole thing. And
facts,
they get the
facts.
cover art for you afterwards.
Damn.
I mean, like, what you mean saying, damn, bro, you the one who be doing that. You could do all that.
Man, honestly, bro, because I just felt like I gotta do it, man. Like
Yeah.
honestly, it's just you got to. It's a
Uh,
standard. I feel like,
yeah.
especially if you're independent, bro. That's like the most important thing. Is if you're gonna do this independent, you got to learn how to do everything independent. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest thing I could. Excuse me. Biggest thing I've learned is if I'm gonna try to do this shit, I gotta do everything myself, and that means every single detail. You know, and obviously I understand that you can't put too much on your plate because it's hard to develop something that people can attach to. So you can separate those things with different identities. You know what I mean? I just seen right now Virgil Abloh doing fucking covers for artists again.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Like he did cover art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people are just scared to try new things or be or do multiple things because they're afraid that they might identify with it too much and that they may just that's it. You know what I mean? Like you
Also,
just
I feel
gotta.
like a lot of people just don't want to put in that work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A
I
lot
hear
of
you
people
too.
think they can just get by. A lot of people think they can just get by off of just like the bare minimum, but you really need to
You're
be
right.
like an expert or like at least like intermediate in every single crap that you do. You know what I mean? Because
Yo,
certain things that you have can turn people off. Like I've seen cover art become like a meme because it was so bad. Like there's like these people like futuristic, Crypt and Mac Lethal and shit like that. These like super
yeah,
lyrical, like fast rappers and shit like that. They had this crazy fucking horrible cover art that was like Death to Mumble Rap, and it looked like someone did it in Paint. You know what I mean? Like the old Microsoft Paint.
oh my gosh, I just wow. When you said that, I just threw it back and thought of what the fuck was paint real quick. Hold up. I
Yeah, man. It
realized
looked
it
like
was
they
drawing
did
smiley
fucking,
faces.
yeah, hit the fill button. Yeah, it looked
Oh,
like they just
dude.
doing like some crazy shit, and everybody was just making fun of them for it. So like even small things like cover art, where you think like, oh, I could just do blah blah blah, is more important than what people think. So when you get
Yeah,
like you, where you're like more well crafted in all of these
thank you.
single individual skills, it becomes more important, and it becomes it makes you look more quality. It makes it look like you actually have more people in your corner when it's just you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just you know what it is, bro. I've learned from Nip even, before the whole hype of him being praised. Even when I was in high school, I learned that you gotta have assets,
Hmm.
and assets was like something I've always learned that you gotta have, and assets can be your skills. You know what I'm saying? You can be multi skilled, and you could bring that can bring so much things to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when people hit me up, for example, to work, you know, I give them what they want as far as, okay, they're hitting me up for a beat, I'm gonna give you a fire beat. And when I give you that fire beat, I'm gonna let you know, hey, I do these other things. I'm not gonna tell them usually right away because it almost throws people off. Like, holy shit, like, okay, but you got to kind of almost explain to every artist what you do because they think it's one whole step sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you make a beat, Dev, right? You're making a beat. I don't know if you ever have you made a beat in front of someone like and
Yeah.
like an artist.
Playmatic,
And was
actually.
oh yeah, but
I think that was like one of the
but
first times.
sometimes they're very knowledgeable and they know, but the ones that mostly don't know, they're just like, all right, let's say you're creating the melody, right? They're like,
Mhm.
oh, but then is that the hook or the verse? Or I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
I haven't even
I've had stuff like that happen too.
I haven't even started the beat yet, fam. I'm just, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I have this really funny video where like someone's trying to explain to me what like an 808 is.
uh,
I don't know what it is, so they keep on like, oh yeah, and then you just gotta add in the boom. It's like, what the what? And that's why like I made this one post like a minute ago, like of
the
where
terms, the lingo.
exactly. I feel like it's really important for artists to like learn the lingo of like engineers and producers and stuff like that
Fact.
because it creates the communication. It just makes it so much easier. And then once
Fact.
communication is there and it is like prominent, you can do so many more things because you're able to voice the ideas in your head. Because that's all we're doing for the most part. We get ideas in our head and then we voice them and then we put it into creation. You know what I mean? So if
Yeah,
you have if you have the ability to communicate from artist to producer, it just makes the song that much better. You know what I mean?
facts, facts,
Yeah.
facts. Yeah, and that's one thing I recommend for artists is like, yo, you got to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, most people won't ever tell you this, but like, you have to have your hard drive ready.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have your beats pulled up. You gotta know what key it is. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like I feel like those are just better things to do. You don't excuse me, I take that back. You don't have to know it,
Mm-hmm.
but why not just know it?
It
You
makes
know,
it better.
you're spending 30 minutes fucking trying to figure out with the auto tune. Like I know that's the engineer's job, but you know, you have to know these things. Why not just make the engineer's job and save money on yourself? You know, knock that verse out hella fast because you ready.
Because
You come in there.
paying for the studio time.
Exactly.
Engineers getting paid regardless whether they spend 30 minutes trying to find the auto tune or not.
Exactly. And I feel bad because, you know, it's something that, you know, these people work hard for. They're not blown up. They work regular jobs. They save money, you know. And I respect it. That's why, you know, if someone is going to be like that, I'm going to try to educate them and be like, yo, this is what you got to do next time. So when you pull up, you ready. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And like, I think that's important, you know, that being an artist is not just being a fire ass person who could spit some bars or sing whatever it may be, but you got to have the knowledge behind everything else. You know what I'm saying? The business, the lingo, like you said, the culture. You know what I'm saying? So all those check marks you got to hit.
definitely. And that's one of the things I really appreciate about you when it comes to engineering. Like it hasn't really benefited me, but I've seen it benefit other people is that you put other people on game when you're recording for them. You know what I mean? You'll be
For
telling people like,
sure.
oh, you should do this, or maybe like try like I can see you take the extra steps, like be like, oh, you should do a falsetto on this one. Put some more vibrato in your voice. Like I've heard
Yeah.
you say things like this, which means
Yeah.
which enhances like the artist and their experience with you. You know what
For
I mean?
sure.
That's something I've always appreciated seeing you do it.
Thank you,
Actually,
bro.
with that being said, how'd you get introduced into engineering?
Man, well, just going back real quick, I got introduced to producing first through my boy Taylor Supreme. Shout out to Tay Supreme. He's produced for like E40, Rex Life Ross, Trader Truth, like a couple other people. But he's put me on. We know each other since high school, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, just from him, like really, like from being a producer, I wanted to be an engineer too already. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but he didn't do engineering, so he just taught me producing. So, um, what really inspired me, bro, I forget who said this or where I saw it, but you can always have a great producer, great DJ, etc. But having a great engineer is just like essential, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like I saw that maybe a little bit down the line, but I always knew that because I was like thinking like most people only rock with a couple engineers. You know what I'm saying? You get 100 beats or 100 producers sending you beats. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more like I thought like it was more valuable. So maybe this was what like 3-4 years ago where I thought about it, but I didn't know shit about it because I tried at my boy's house. Chris O'Bannon, shout out to Chris O'Bannon, um, and my homie Element. They had a little home studio, and I would pull up and I'd just see what they would do, and I would try, but it wasn't really for me yet. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, I had got my hands on Logic, and I started recording myself like 4 or 3 years ago. So that's when I kind of wanted to learn how to engineer. But what really made me get into it, bro, is going back is doing everything yourself. Like if I was gonna be an artist, bro, no way I could put up $50 an hour every day. You know what I'm saying? Like for studio time, just to waste my time in that bitch. Yo, and see, fortunately, I've had some great people who've been kind enough because I personally know them. I booked studio time with them when I was like 3 or 4 years ago. Still coming up. Had no knowledge about shit. Didn't even know what bars. How many bars was this? You know what I'm saying? Like what BPM? Like I only knew BPMs because of DJ. Excuse me, but not much. And had booked studio time, and bruh, just nothing came out. Like I thought I had a fire ass song, and when I did it, I was like, "This is hella not in key." He was teaching me like, "Yeah, bro, it's hella off key. It's not in the same key as the song." And I'm just like, fuck. All right, well, but you trying to play 2K?"
Like, hey, we gonna save this session somehow, bro.
Yeah, nah, he was cool about it. It was just like, nah, it's all good. Like, you ain't got to pay, bro. And I was like, all right, for sure. But, and that was a lesson for me. And that was an early lesson. Like, one, I felt embarrassed. Two, was just like, I felt like, man, like, I really just wasted fucking $60 in my head.
Facts.
But, he was cool enough to be like, all right, bro, don't even trip. You know what I'm saying? So, just
hey, it's learning lessons, bro.
You just gotta learn from that.
Even if you did waste that $60, that $60 is worth the lesson
of not coming back ever again.
No, not that.
I'll just play it. Nah, but yeah, just wanting to be great, man, and wanting to be like, fuck, I got to do everything myself right now because, for one, a lot of people, and we know this, have like they don't want to give you the full sauce all the time, right? Gratefully we have cool friends like, people like Eric, Arby, and you and I, and a bunch of other people who will give you the sauce. Everything they know is what I mean, every sort of knowledge they know. And I think that's what a lot of people, unfortunately in the Bay Area, they don't get to grab, they don't get to learn these things. They don't get the game because bruh's salty of him, might blow up. You know what I'm saying? Might be bigger than him. And I think that's why artists aren't as polished, because out everywhere else, they're teaching you this, I feel like. When I go to LA, I mean, okay, here's the thing. Out in LA, the reason why you learn so fast is because you learn as you go. Meaning that I didn't always know about publishing and all this shit till someone told me about it. I was like, yo, bro, you need your BMI, you need all this shit, you need all this to get paid. I'm like, for real? Like, you know what I mean? But you have to be polished like that in order to succeed and even to be business oriented around music. So that was like another lesson I learned. And then, that's what kind of engineering was, bro. I had to be polished. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was going to do this shit for real, I was going to be everything, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give out free money. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that also. I wanted to be smart about what I was going to do. But at the same time, I'm not going to be dumb and claim that I can do something when I can't. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I hit you up sometimes.
Hey, hey, having humility to go talk to other people that might be less experienced than you is huge. You know what I mean? Like, I'll still be watching beginner tutorials on YouTube.
Same here. Bro, you're never
you never know what you're going to learn.
Exactly.
Never know what you're gonna hear, what sparks an idea. It's always just good to soak in as much knowledge as you can, even if it's
Yeah.
repetitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know we got a little off topic and I was kind of mumbling, but I just feel like those things are some things artists need to hear.
No, it's good, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, that's one thing you got to do when you're coming up. You just got to be polished with everything. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Everything got to be on point, especially when I've learned from the greats. You know what I'm saying? Learning from the greats is something that you should do, not these SoundCloud rappers
Yeah.
that
Hey,
rap
so
over the
with that
lyrics.
being said, hey, so with that being said, who's like your biggest influences then?
Like as far as what though? What like
Let's just go
influences
artistry.
artists? Kehlani should be like probably top number one or top three for sure. Just because being hands on and seeing how her work ethic was and how her shows was,
Mm-hmm.
it was just top tier. Like everything was on point from her team to being on time for lobby calls, for fucking food, for
Yeah, we finna get into this
rehearsal,
later, bro.
yeah, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think Kehlani was one of her, excuse me. I'll do three. I'll do Kehlani. I'll do I want to say fucking my boy DTB.
Okay.
DTB has been a great inspiration, especially from where we first met. I think it was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't want to say it. I don't want to stretch it. I want to say like 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we are still on the come up. I mean, we're still on the very come up, but where I'm talking about, he had no major placements. Now he got placements with Moneybag Yo, fucking, Kehlani. I don't even know, a bunch of other people. But DTB, and then music wise, man. Let's say, you know what? I'll even say this. I'll say Post Malone.
Post Malone. Okay, that's one
Post
I didn't
Malone.
really that's one I didn't really expect. I would have thought you said
Post
like $5 or something.
Nah, Post Malone. The reason why is back in high school or back in college, the last year before I left back home, uh, I was just like going through some shit, man, and Post Malone was just on the come up. Like White Iverson was just like I'm talking about the next day where it blew up. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about, so like because that song went viral overnight. So I was just like, this shit just is crazy, right? So I actually got to DJ something with Post Malone. So from there, it just sparked an interest of music even more.
For sure.
Wait, hold on. Take it back. It's a tie between Post Malone and Marky Basie because they're at the same show,
Yeah. Okay. I feel it.
and it was this whole thing. I mean, we could get into that later, but those three or four.
I don't know. Let's get into it right now. I'm Marky Basie.
So Marky Basie. So going back real quick with that Post Malone show, it was Post Malone. He was a headliner. Shout out to Light Ice. It's a guy named Tolly and I don't know other people, but they throw these dope events and they brought out Post Malone for the first time in Oakland, and it was at the New Parish. It was like a day thing slash it led into the night, but it was a cool thing. It was a great vibe, man. And that's when I met Dev. Maybe like half the people I know today.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Crazy, bro.
Imagine if you would have canceled on that, or if like you were just like, nah, I ain't trying.
Bruh. Or imagine if I didn't meet the people that booked me. And you know what's even crazy? I could go in, bro, like so many things that like just fall into like, bro, this is crazy. And then this crazy. And then this, So okay, let me just do the short story on that day because this is it's just mind boggling. But long story short, I knew these guys from Oakland, Kareem, Kwame, and O'Day. And I was really cool with them. And, they were like, yo, can you DJ for our boy? And his name is Mansa. And Mansa today is Tory Lanez is like guy. Like I don't want to say too much, but he does a lot of work with him. And he was actually just featured right on his last what was that tip? That new Toronto 3. That shit's going crazy, bro. You should peep that, dude. But Mansa had needed a DJ, and I went, and it was for the Post Malone show. They needed a DJ, and Mansa was just like, "Yo, like, need a DJ, blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, cool. And I knew I wasn't gonna get paid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna get paid for the toll of the bridge and some gas money, because like I already knew what the budget was, and I completely understand.
Yeah.
So I went regardless. I was like, yo, Post Malone, what? We're doing a show on Post Malone, bro. Like, all right, cool. And I never knew who Marky Basie was, so it was just Post Malone headlining. So we pull up for fucking soundcheck, and I see Marky Basie soundchecking, and this guy's fucking singing and playing some MPC board or something, and he's like killing it. And I was just like, yo, this is fire, just for sound check. So I was like, I'm gonna check him out during the show. And I'd watched his set, bro, and like it just blew my mind. The vocals were on point. Like he was playing some instruments. He had a band. He had he had a he had a whole I don't know if it was backup vocals or someone else. Oh yeah, he had someone playing bass. There you go. And I was just like, this is what I want. Like this is real. Obviously it's on a smaller stage, but this is something real. And he actually got a standing ovation for an opener. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Or where they tell you to go do another song, and encore. There you go. Yeah, so they wanted an encore. So he did like a couple more songs, and it was lit. So from then I checked out his music, and it just inspired me. And then from then, Post Malone was the main headliner. So Post Malone, he was a headliner, bro, and like he ran back White Iverson like 5 times. Because that was the only song I think he had that was big, besides Too Young and I forget the other songs.
I've never heard of someone doing that. Was it by like crowd request, or was he just like, I'm gonna do it again?
I think because he opened up with it, right? And then everyone was like, oh shit, went up to the front. Okay, finally, then boom. Then he did a couple more songs, and then he did it again, and he did it again, and then I think he performed one new one, and they did it again. Because like I think people were just at that time, bro. It was that SoundCloud wave.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was just on that hype and that wave of like, yo, this shit's like chill and vibey. So I think just the energy was unmatched. Like it was just unmatched everywhere else that I've been. This place was just a whole nother vibe. Mm-hmm. And everyone was just like loving it. So, long story short, everything that led up to that day, bro, kind of like inspired me to this day. Like meeting Manson, now he's fucking like up there with Tory Lanez. Like that's just, he's been on the last EP, fucking meeting Tolly and all them. They throw crazy events like meeting this guy Tree Thomas OG. Tree, he's a big 6'7" rapper dude from Oakland. That's dope as fuck. And just all these people I've met, bro. It's just it always reminds me like, yo, take that chance. And I think like always back to those times, and always reminding myself like, yo, like these are the days that you're gonna go. It's always gonna be hard, but you gotta take those chances because you never know who you're gonna meet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, bro? And I think essentially that's kind of what I'm trying to say. That whole rambling and that whole me telling that long story is you gotta go out there. You gotta go out there and meet people. Like I knew I wasn't gonna get jack shit, and especially I was broke as fuck, bro. Mm-hmm. I needed toll money. I had probably like $10, $15 in the bank, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was college, bro.
I feel it, man. Hey, we've all went through them struggles, bro. Like, but hey, you came out better on the other side. You know what I mean? Yeah. You definitely benefited from going there, and that's actually like hella important too. Like, because I feel like a lot of people skip out on opportunities because there's no money attached to it.
Yeah.
Because like basically what they paid you was like it was nothing. It was like what, like $20-$30 or something like that, which essentially is for something of what you did is nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't value free work as much as they should. And they miss out on a lot of opportunities because they didn't get like a cool little 30, a cool little 50, 100 right there or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like doing that free work just shows how hard of a worker you are and how hard you want it. You know what I mean? That's why like I'm like a huge advocate of like free work and stuff like that. And
I feel you.
Yeah, even like Zaytoven and shit like that too. Like he always advocates like freebies, doing this for free, that for free, because they're the bigger picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you start focusing on this little 20 here, this little 30 there, you're gonna forget and you're gonna miss out on the bag that could be 20, 30 racks.
Yeah, facts. Especially when you're up and coming. Like I get it when you have value, like Like, you know, I like, here's the thing, like, I would love to give like out hella free shit sometimes, but when it's your living, uh when it's something you have to do to provide for your family, it's different, you know. And
That's
I just saw this video about Gary Vee this morning about not separating, but girls like basically asking like, you know, when is the right time to charge people, you
mm-hmm.
know. And Gary was basically saying, why would you charge someone essentially when they're whatever you're paying for or whatever they're paying for is more, them talking to you is more valuable. You get what I'm saying? Like, kind of essentially, like, let's say, Dev, I wanted to work with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it's like, okay, I gotta charge you like $50, but it's like, oh fuck, all right, I don't want to pay the 50, but okay, look at it like this. Maybe you'll pay the 50, but you'll get to talk to me
Yeah.
and you'll get to learn everything you want to learn for that $50, you
And
know? But
sometimes people just think of it as like, oh, it's just 50 to go record and just lay down the track. But then what you don't realize is that you're spending like an hour of time with this one person, and then
and
you
I'm
want to
gonna
soak up as much game
tell
as possible in that time.
facts.
You have to like utilize it.
And here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell this to a lot of people. So for the viewers whoever do watch this, bro, I'm always gonna go the 100th extra mile for you because I'm a fucking Virgo, bro. I like everything perfect. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to that mix a million times, bro. I'm gonna go back on that mix because I'm not gonna give you that shit until I like it.
His
Essentially,
name's attached to it, bro.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, who makes that shit? Oh, Burr. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what, like, just you know. So my what Gary was also saying, it's just kind of like, if you're gonna charge that person, what is that value of you charging them? You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, sometimes for me, I see it as, how serious is this person about their craft?
Mm-hmm.
I'm only gonna charge you this much because I want to see how serious you are. Are you gonna pay that 50 or $30 for that mix and not bitch about it? If you are, I'm gonna even bless you with a beat, bro. I'm
Bro.
gonna give you a beat. I'm gonna give you a beat, bro. I'll
Hey,
cook it up for you here too.
the best situations like, hey, how much is blah blah blah? Like, oh, it's like it's 30. I bet. Then that's
Send me
it. Like that's like the
what's
best.
your Venmo?
No haggling, no
Ever.
haggling, no nothing, no like, hey, I'll give you a shot. It'll be good promo.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
hey, hey, I'm gonna send it to you tomorrow. I swear, bro, I got you.
Like, bro, I hate it when like people try to flex that like, oh, it's good exposure when they don't have anything
Any
to expose
exposure.
it to. Yeah, they don't have anything to expose it to. Like, it's like I hate being that person who's always about like IG followers and numbers and shit like that. But it's
Yeah.
like, how are you gonna sit here and try to use your platform as currency when you got 300 followers, bro? You really just don't mean shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
you
And
might
that's
as
why
well
I
you
think
might as well just drop me some Chick-fil-A, bro. Like you might as well just came through with some fucking food or something like that. That would have been more valuable than a shout out on your fucking $300, not your 300 follower page, bro.
bro, food is very valuable.
Hey, that's why I said it, man. Hey, low key, you can get a beat if you get me some chicken sandwiches, bro.
Hey, send us some fucking chicken sandwiches. You can get a beat right now. I'm
Hey,
dead.
hey, wait, like quick, super off topic. Do you ever
Yeah.
do you ever be feeling kind of weird going to Chick-fil-A because of like their stigma between like politically?
I don't think about it. I'm hungry as fuck half the time.
Yeah,
So
I feel
I'm just like, food, food, food,
because
food.
like where I work, there's like a lot of like very progressive people and
Yeah.
people who I would assume would get mad if they were to see me with that. So there's been times where like I DoorDash it and I hit up the DoorDash and be like, hey, don't go to the main door. I don't meet you over there. Because I don't want no one to see me with it, bro.
They be saying shit to you at work?
No. But it's just something I'm kind of like,
That's hella
side
funny.
eye. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you.
If
I
I see a
feel
chick
you.
with colorful hair, like I don't want her to see me with Chick-fil-A, bro. I feel like I'm gonna get judged.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. But man, I bet you low key they be eating that shit.
Hey, you never know. Sometimes people
Yeah.
who are like the biggest haters be supporting.
Hey, hey, I learned that myself, bro, when I was young. When I was young, I used to hate so much, and then so I finally congratulated that person and was like, "Yo, it's actually pretty cool to be a good guy."
Mm-hmm. What made that switch in your head?
Knowing that I wasn't gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, hating. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I feel like just the process of wanting to see everyone win takes you much farther than trying to hold
Yeah,
people.
and it hurts. It hurts because you can be left behind,
Hmm.
and you can see some not. I don't want to say left behind, but you can feel that way.
Yeah, you feel. Yeah, absolutely.
You can feel that way, thinking that, oh shit, I'm behind, but it's all in your head, bro. The only timeline's in your head.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, that's a
You know
bar
what
right
I'm
there, bro.
saying?
Bar right there. Yeah, but I honestly like having that whole like I want to see everyone win mentality is like so important, man. Like
It is. It
I feel
is.
like it takes you much farther because it gives you a better image, and
It
also
does.
it helps out people and it benefits you, and that's something I feel like a lot of people don't recognize as well. Like when you help other people, especially like a mass like majority of people, like
Yeah,
I'm gonna give this out for free to the public, things like that. It helps you out way more than what people think, bro.
for sure.
Because when you do things for other people, they naturally just kind of want to do things for you in return.
For free.
Yeah, definitely, man. Hey,
Like
so
you're wait real quick. You're very good at that, man.
oh, I try, I try.
You're good at that. You bring a lot of value to people, especially in that producer group chat, man.
Yeah. Hey, but let me drop a little gem real quick, bro.
Yeah, let me hear it.
For everybody listening and watching, bro. Don't give out anything for free unless you're gonna be able to capitalize off of it later or at that same moment. Don't do
Okay.
don't give out anything for free if you're not gonna be capitalizing off of it. So one of an example that I would give is my free pack Fridays. Like I give out free drum kits. I give out like
Yo, I need to download
hey,
that. Okay.
up.
I need to download that shit.
Oh, hey, every Friday, bro. All free. But the catch is that you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Never mind.
So
Just play.
oh my god, I'm about to end this call right now. So like basically in that situation, I'm capitalizing off of the free work or free items with with a subscribe. So I'm giving out something for free, and then I'm getting something in return, which is also free, which is like a sub, which is gonna be very valuable later on. You know what I mean? So like
Especially
whenever
when
you
you push
do
out
something free,
content.
bro, make sure that you're gonna be able to capitalize off of it. Doesn't have to be
Facts.
something monetarily. Doesn't have to be something. It could literally just be anything. As long as you're getting some type of benefit through that free work,
Yeah.
do
Hey, wise words by Prod by.
infinite.
Nah, real talk, bro. And I value that a lot. What are you saying, bro?
No, I was doing the ASAP Rocky quote. Go ahead, just keep on saying what you were saying, bro.
No, I said a lot of people should value that, man. Like real talk. You gotta give something without expecting something in return, you know,
Hmm.
because you just want to give it. Like I
Yeah,
think that's what it comes down to,
yeah,
you know.
absolutely. Well, okay, when I feel like when it's free work, yeah, don't expect anything. Like I'm gonna engineer this person for free because blah blah blah. Like that, expect nothing. But when you're giving out like an item, like to the mass, like to the public, capitalize off of that. That's what I
Facts,
mean by that. So yeah, like you're
facts.
absolutely right with that. Hey, so let's go back a little bit. I kind of want to talk about like your career as DJing because I feel like you have like a lot of interesting and like amazing accolades. You know what I mean? Like you've toured in Korea, like you toured with Kehlani, you've done Rolling Loud and things of like other things I've heard you say that mean that I'm not gonna say it here, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how like let's just go back to the very beginning. Like how did you start DJing?
House parties. Picking it up. I bought I bought a DJ controller for myself for Christmas and learned that shit, bro. Then I started doing house parties. Then I moved on up with my boy DJ BMK, and he put me together with all like the Oakland folks, you know, all the HBK people, and you know, just kind of went from there. Really, I think mostly house parties, bro, and meeting people. You know what I'm saying? That's what led me to this moment here, meeting meeting people is literally just everything, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What made you want to start in the beginning? Like, what made you want to like even start doing house parties and stuff like that?
Man, I was the guy with the iPod. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
Am I at the crib on the desktop real quick, loading that bitch up before the party? You know what I'm saying? I got the '90s, I got the slaps. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I just wanted to always be that guy to get the party jumping. You know what I'm saying? I knew I could be him, so I was just like, let's do this. And I think inspiration from other people. There's a bunch of DJs I was into, but mostly just like I said, bro. I think I just wanted to get my foot in the door. I think DJ was gonna be the easiest way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cause I can network. I could play other people's shit. I don't even gotta worry about. Yo, bro, can you hear my shit? Can you hear it? No. You know what I'm saying? I gotta worry about that just yet when I was still thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? All I had to worry about was just focus on creating a good energy and vibe in the room wherever it was. So I think just wanting to be the person who controls the pace of the function. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what got me started.
Yeah. So one of my favorite like accolades that you have is that you did go on tour with Kehlani, because like I'm also like a huge fan of her and everything like that. Do you want to explain kind of like what that tour was like? I know you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but do you want to go more in depth on that?
Yeah, so just real quick, how I even got on the tour, man. Again, it was just like meeting people. Like
Yeah.
I was at her concert. Long story short, I was at her concert backstage and kicking it with some people I had already known. And my boy Moses was shooting for Marky Basie. So it was Marky Basie, Kehlani. You got me saying her name, Kehlani. It's Kehlani. Kehlani is Kehlani, Marky Basie, and Ombre, and I forget. I think that was it. And basically, oh, and Pell, this guy named Pell. Um, basically, I was there just kicking it, and Kehlani's artist Ombre at the time needed a DJ. I guess her DJ or whatever couldn't make it, so I literally was just back there kicking it, and I heard them like, "Yo, can anyone DJ? Like, can you DJ? And is there a DJ here in DCAM, David Camarino, who does Kehlani's videos, was like, yo, he DJs because he knew me from HBK because we just had linked up not too long before that, and I was just like, yeah, I DJ. She's like, well, can you DJ right now? I was just like, word, like for real. I was pretty loaded, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And here's the scariest part. It's like I've never ever been like on a stage like that in my life, bro. And it was just like a crazy time. So I was just like, all right, like I've never even touched the DJ turntables that I used that night, in my life. I've never used it in my life. I didn't even know what it was. I was just looking at it, I was like, well, it kind of looks like my controller.
Oh my god.
And I winged it, bro. And luckily I knew how to do it and all that shit, bro. My heart was pumping. So
how did the show turn out that night?
Bro, amazing.
Amazing.
They didn't know I was gonna be like it was a Santa Cruz at the Catalyst. I was like, Santa Cruz, what the fuck is that? How the fuck y'all feeling? You know what I'm saying? Because I was the first act. The show hasn't even started. It was about to start, right?
Yeah, well, they just like play music and shit like that.
Yeah. They play like a little music, and then now the show's about to start, and I'm about to bring out Ombre. I'm like, Santa Cruz, y'all ready to turn the fuck up? And then Kehlani is behind me. So the backstage is like, you can see like literally the DJ platform's here, and you can see the backstage room from the DJ platform. Okay. But I could see them all in the room, like kind of like is this guy? What is he gonna do? You know what I mean? Kind of like, cause like it was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Kind of, Especially it was her tour for the You Should Be Here tour, and that shit was crazy, bro. That You Should Be Here tour was selling out like in 5 minutes. So there was a lot of hype around these tours, especially in the hometown in the Bay Area. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So Kehlani's watching, and I just see her kind of like have this stare, and then I'm like, Santa Cruz, y'all ready to turn the fuck up? As soon as I do that, Kehlani just like was like, what the fuck? This was lit, right?
Yeah.
So
hey, all the house parties paid off, didn't they?
Yeah. I I was doing that shit at the house parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd be like, San Jose, what's up? How y'all feel? San Jose State was good. Saying stupid shit, but yeah, and she was just hyped, and that energy was just like, yo, this is crazy. And my boy and photographer Moses, I was looking at him, I was just like, he was just like, woo, boy, this shit is crazy.
Nigga spitting.
Because it was sold out. It was sold out, bro. It was packed in there. And yeah, bro. And I was just, you know, after Ombre set, she was like, hey, like, what are you doing for the rest of the thing? It was like, you know, I'm gonna talk to my manager. I'm gonna see if you could come on the tour. You want to come on the tour? And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to come on this tour. What the fuck you mean?
And they're like, I ain't got no plans anyway.
I was hyped, and she's like, no, she's like, yeah, excuse me. It wasn't the whole tour because they had obviously established, you know, hotels and you know, space for one, you know, and all this shit. So she's like, can you just come on the Bay Area tours? And essentially I would just drive out and, you know, I would do the shows. And yeah, man, and from there it was just like we locked in. And I still had phases where you know, I kind of was like still the new guy. Not everyone still knew me, but after like that end of the tour, it was done. We all got along. I was close with everyone. And then from then it just was a bond. And you know, luckily I kept that relationship up as well, because she had brought us again on tour with Martine, and I was DJing for her godson Martine. And you know, Martine's been putting in the work for years, you know. And for those who think, oh, Martine's just Kehlani's godson, no, that boy puts in work. Like he puts in countless hours. Half the people don't even know he's Kehlani's godson, so that's number one. But you know, me and him actually met at Kehlani's first Tsunami Christmas, so that's how we kind of locked in. But I mostly kept in touch with Kehlani's manager, David Ali. He had booked me for, you know, he was like, oh, you kind of good DJ, you know what I'm saying? So he had booked me for not just Kehlani's events, he had booked me for private events too. Like I did parties with like Lyft, like he had sponsored parties with Lyft, his Christmas parties, you know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of random gigs he had got me. So shout out to David. But yeah, so you know, just you know, rocking with Kehlani is just, it's another level, bro. Like their team is just like a professional. Like we have runners, they have runners, people to set up the stage, they have sound people, they have everything, you know. It's a whole production, bro. It's not just we gonna get a DJ and press play and, you know, that's it. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to people who do that. I feel like if you're gonna do that, the artist gotta kill it and the hype man gotta kill it. Whatever you're doing, they gotta kill it. Obviously, if it's an intimate show, it's different. But you know, working with her is just, you know, top tier. Like I said, everything's professional. You know, when you can dance and sing, that's another level.
Yeah.
You know, so when I saw that, bro, I just realized, like, man, coming from hip hop and rap shows, like, she's on another level. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I learned. So coming into that Kehlani tour, bro, I was already kind of, you know, seasoned with other shows. I wasn't quite on tour, but I did do up and down the coast of California, little shows, you know what I'm saying? So I already knew how it went, but I didn't know how well it could go when it's professionally done. You know what I'm saying?
People were like 30 minutes late and shit, and now you got people about their business.
Yeah, like, bro,
I was like, oh, it's a whole different world. I can get used to this.
Yeah. Like they got mealtime, they got rehearsal, or they got sound check, you know, all this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not just pull up to the venue and get on, you know?
Yeah.
Pull up to the venue, roll up some blunts, and let's get on stage.
And we're going to get 30 people on stage.
Yeah. We're going to get 30
of my homies. 10 of them are going to be homies of the 20 homies.
But yeah, man,
that's just crazy, especially with like independent acts, like people who have like literally like 20 people on stage as an independent act, and then there's like 15 people in the audience, you know what I mean, in the crowd.
Yeah, have them the other way,
they're
right?
like, bro, if you ain't performing, get the fuck off the stage and get front row so it looks like your dude lit, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, that's my thing. I don't have, look, my biggest thing is, okay, if you're gonna have people on stage, make sure your show is actually lit first.
Yeah.
Like they're on stage because all those people have clout or because they're your people. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't on stage, bro. Or I take that back. I completely take that back. If you're on stage because you have clout and just because you feel entitled, you're whack. But if
Yeah.
you're on stage because you helped that person and you put in hella work with them, and even then, I still wouldn't feel entitled to be on stage because you're still not the artist.
Yeah.
But that's an exception. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, one, your homies or whoever your artist is ain't taking care of you if you ain't, if you in the crowd, you know what I'm saying, you begging to come in, come on, bro, you gotta take
Yeah.
care of your people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another
Especially when you're in
story.
that stage and like you can't hear, you're just doing that like little like, hey. It's like, bruh, nah. I try to do that shit at Target because they got the lines outside.
Oh
I saw someone I
yeah.
used to work with. I'll be like, hey, like that shit did not work, bro.
I'm fucking dead, bro.
Oh my god. But hey, that's a good point though. Like at the end of the day, nobody should really feel entitled to be on stage with that artist. And even actually as an artist, bro, you should be able to rock the stage by yourself. Like
Facts,
you
facts.
shouldn't have to be there and be dependent on having 10 other people on stage with you, bro.
I've personally heard artists, and I'm not gonna say names because and 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 it's not, a diss, but it's just like I've heard him say like, can you be on stage with me, like, I get it, but it's just like, like I feel like, man, you gotta rock, you know what I'm saying, you
Take
can't you
the
can't
training
be
wheels off,
scared.
boy.
What's up, take the training wheel? Yeah,
Take the training
facts.
wheels off, bro.
Facts. Especially, bro, I've been in shitty situations, bro, as a DJ. It's like, no music playing, what are
Hmm.
you gonna do, like I don't like, there's so many things that can go wrong with being a DJ, you know what I mean?
What's one of the craziest moments you had, like in a DJ session?
That like went wrong,
Yeah.
bro. The biggest like party DJ event I've ever. I don't want to say big. I'll say biggest because and latest because, dude, countless celebrities were there. So long story short, it was Outside Lands,
Hmm.
and their David Kehlani's manager was throwing a after party, and they had a special guest for this after party, and the DJ requested CDJs, which usually every club has nowadays. It's industry standard. And I came and my laptop or their software, whatever it was not properly um, updated, or they updated it too much. Okay. And I fell behind. But long story short, I only had my hard drive, like a hard drive full of music, right? If I didn't bring that shit, no DJ set. So I pull up and I'm the opening DJ. On the lineup is DJ D Sharp. He's a fucking legend. He DJs for like the Warriors. He's just a legend. And Noodles, Kehlani's DJ.
Yeah.
So I'm on from like 10 to 11, 30 or 12. I forget what it is. And bro, it's a packed house like at 10. Like
Hmm.
packed house, bro.
Right.
Bro, no music for a bit. And finally, I figure out dude, I just have to run the CDJs with no laptop dev. So I have no visual representation.
Wait, sorry, real quick. What is CDJs?
CDJs are basically a turntable style that you have to use CDs or a USB drive to operate the machine. There's no, you can use it solely with just CDs and a USB. A lot of EDM DJs will use it.
Okay, 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 for sure.
But it's standard now for clubs because if you use vinyl, it shakes. You know the vinyl, how
Yeah,
the has that thing spinning, the
yeah.
vinyl,
Needle and
it
everything.
shake. But yeah, so shake in the club because it's so fucking bouncy. The bass is bumping, so
Yeah.
skip. So whereas CDJs they don't skip, so it's more standard. So anyways, uh, I only had my hard drive with no laptop, and I've never DJed like that
Hmm.
ever in my life. So I'm playing everything by ear. I'm trying to count BPM. It tells you the BPM, but that's it. And it shows a little sound wave, but you can't sound match it with the visual DAW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's literally just outerwear. So
Yeah.
imagine it's just a piano, and you got to just play the piano with no. You can't look at the keys. You can't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're just
So
like, oh shit. Yeah, but so bro, luckily, not all the celebs were there, but long story short, Diplo was there. He was the pop up DJ. He was a special guest DJ. Diplo was there. Belly was there. Chance the Rapper was there. Uh, Countless Bay Area artists. You know, I Am Sue, whole HBK, Pilo. I forget who, bro. They were all there, bro. And I'm over here struggling on the DJ shit. I'm fucking up hella badly, but
You're sitting there like, there's one time to struggle. It could not be now.
bro, like the worst fucking time, bro. The worst fucking time. Um, but anyways, so fucking I'm just like fucking like, bro, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, so I'm improvising. So what I'm doing is I'm literally being an iPod right now. I'm letting the song kind of fade out and then just changing it to the next song, but like cleanly because bro, I couldn't beat match. It was hard for me to do. That's what you do in the club. You got to beat match and stuff, right? To transition, and I couldn't do that really well because it was literally my first time ever, you know. And I don't have CDJs because they're really expensive. They're about $2,000 for one CDJ.
Mm-hmm.
You got to buy two of them.
Yeah, Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? So long story oh shit, Div, I accidentally exited, bro. Okay, there you go. So, bro, I was just freaking out, like, fuck, dude, there's hella celebrities like about to pull up, or you know, so I see them now, they're here. But long story short, bro, my boy that was with me, Kevin BMK, he kind of helped me out, but like we were emceeing and cutting out the song, so we'd be like letting him sing it, you know,
over,
just to make it like, okay, he's lit. So, bro, I had hella people come up to me like, yo, your set was hella lit. I was like, really? but that was probably the most craziest situation to me because my anxiety was through the roof. There was so much pressure, like, you know, like celebrities were there. I wanted to make a great impression, like, you know what I mean? Just a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure I put on myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like in the end, you know, it was all good, but it's just like, oh man, I hate that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Of like my palms are sweaty. You know what I mean?
Knees weak, arms heavy.
Yo, and the word, it doesn't help that I was fucking drunk as fuck too.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
see the old Burr, I would get fucked up before my sets or during.
Why is that?
Why not?
I feel it. I was sitting there thinking like there's like this whole like mentality, just like, hey, if you can rock like that, then you rock like that.
Nah, you know why? It's just like, yo, for me, okay, the younger me didn't take it as serious as like, yo, this is your job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is just something I was doing for fun. But at the same time, this is still just something I'm doing for fun, but I'm taking it more serious.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not gonna be a fool, bro. I would be a fool, especially in SF. I felt like I was the god, bro, the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'd be shirtless in the club, like DJing too, shirtless in the club DJing.
Why though? Why not?
Yeah, why not? Nah, bro, just being belligerent as fuck, man. Just swigging Hennessy and you know, just.
Hey, if the shit's lit, it's lit, bro.
You know what it is, bro? Too, Dev, or my company A&B, we used to throw these parties in SF, man, and they were just legendary.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's ever been to an A&B party, you guys know what's up. I mean, it died out kind of, Dev, when you came around because partying was dead. You know what I'm saying? But did you go to the Rex Life Raj party?
Nah.
You didn't.
Nah.
You went to one event though, remember? That was like,
I think I went to a couple. Yeah.
No, like the big one though at Studio 8, remember? Where like you first came around, bro.
I don't know, man. I got
remember?
I got a horrible memory, bro.
Really? It was like during the summer. What Nathan, where Spiff was like a host.
Oh yeah.
Remember Rex Life performed?
I don't think I stayed for Rex Life.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I might cut out a little early, man.
Yeah, so basically, like, you know, those were the days. That was like the end of it, kind of. You know, these crazy party times, bro. But like, that's when like the reward felt good because, you know, it wasn't all the way 100% me, but we would pack these parties out like all the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it would always like just kind of like fucking not throw me off, but just is this reality? Like, bro, like all these people are here, bro. Like, it's a different feeling, Dev. Like when like it's it's your um time and effort that you put into something, and it's like the reward. You know, it's like, oh man, this feels good, right? So that's all it was, and that's why I think I used to always celebrate that, and that's how I get fucked up. But then I realized, like, yo, you just got to be humble, and this is this is what it is, bro. You know. And that's when I stopped drinking. I would come more sober. I wouldn't drink as much. I would still drink, but not as much before, you know.
Again.
And
Oh,
bro, there would be times where I'd black out and I don't even remember my set.
jeez.
This is before I'd even get
And
in.
people still coming like, bro, your set was lit.
Bro, yes, I swear to you. That if that's one thing, no matter how drunk I get, I'm a good DJ.
That's what's up.
But honestly, Dan, my drinking days have been done for the last like three 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 years. Like going like as far as going hard, like
Yeah.
really like I'm gonna fucking get wasted. Nah, it hasn't been like that for years. There's been see, I still have the moments where you're like, I ain't gonna get fucked up, and then you see that one homie, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna get fucked up with him though. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get fucked up with him though.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man, just trying to change my life, Dev, as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I follow what it really is, being professional,
That's,
polishing up.
yeah. And that shit'll take you far, man. That shit
It will.
definitely. Hey, it just creates better imaging for you, better
It
brand,
is.
everything, man. Because dude, branding is so important.
And
Branding is arguably the most important thing that you have as an artist or producer. Or
I think that's the only thing you have, though.
yeah, it's the most important thing too. You
Yeah,
know?
because I feel like and not to discredit anybody, your images will sell more than your talent.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is sad, but if you have both, you have everything, you win.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to my ugly fellas like me. I'm not the most handsome dude, but you still can be charming if you got the swag and if you carry yourself in a proper manner.
Factual.
You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, Dev, I'm going through some crazy shit because of this coronavirus.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to be a little player. You know what I'm saying? But like, like not player in the way I'm trying to get bitches, but just still trying to keep my cool, man, because this shit's crazy right now.
That's
You
fair.
know what I mean? Like,
You got yourself a little new dog. I saw that on the ground. Like how Hustle doing? How Henny doing?
man, hustle. And for a lot of people who don't know, again, who I am, man, I love dogs, and I think damn near dog. If you follow me, you'll see my dog, man. I train them all the time. I love dog training. That's actually something I'm trying to get into. Um, and being an artist is great, man. I love it, but I love being a dog trainer too, bro.
Hey, real quick question. Who would win in an IG battle? You or Caesar Milan, bruh?
We gonna have to IG like the versus battle. We gotta
Yeah.
do commands and tricks and all that. I think I got it, bro. I think I got
You
it.
got it? That's what's up,
I
man.
think I got it, bro. Caesar's a little too soft, bro. Sometimes you gonna have to just mess him up a little bit.
Gotta be rough, bruh.
Nah, just playing. Damn, man. Peter's about to pet or whatever. Peter's about to contact me now.
All right, bro.
Nah,
So we are wrapping up around like an hour at this point.
no
So
way.
yeah,
Nah,
bro.
let's go for a little bit more. Come
No,
on,
no, 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 no. I was gonna ask you one more question.
let's do it.
So during the quarantine and everything like that, because that's the time that we are recording this at, it's like in the midst of all this quarantine craziness and shit like that. Something that has became very prevalent is those IG beat battles, the hit battles.
Oh man, we gotta do it soon.
Hey, bro, I'm with it, man. I'm down. I'm 100% down to do that with you, bro. We'll definitely talk about that off camera and everything like that. We'll set up something. But I want to know who you think would win in a like hit slash ghostwriting. So anything that they have, anything that's credited with them, they can use in this battle.
Okay,
Who do you think would win in the battle? Ty Dolla Sign or Party Next Door?
that's hard, man.
Yeah. I have a list.
Oh, list of what songs they done?
I have like 10 of like some of their biggest songs.
Man, I know some of their biggest songs. Party's biggest song is might be "Work" with Drake. You know,
Yeah,
that might be one.
he also has
Controller.
thoughts.
Is it Controller? Controller? Do you do Controller? I don't
I
know.
think he did Controller too. Yeah.
But man, that's a good one. Who? You know what? I'm gonna be biased on this. I'm gonna be very biased on this. And no disrespect to Party, but I don't fuck with Party.
What? Why?
A lot of reasons, but you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
you know what I mean. But I'm gonna go with Ty Dolla $ign on this one.
Okay. For sure.
Okay,
What's
but
favorite like top 3 Ty Dolla $ign songs or songs he's affiliated with?
I'll say my favorite Ty Dolla $ign song. Whew, man, you know what? Some of them are just he's featured on, and I just love his features. Some might be like, man, Jacquees's, or not Jacquees, Jeremiah's, cups on, she ready. What's that? I can't even. I don't even know the song, bro.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, you know what song I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that and even just thinking about going back, Paranoid, bro. To those days, like, come on, that was like a classic. Like, you cannot forget about Paranoid.
Absolutely.
Um, and then man, man, you really threw me off with this one because like there's so many Ty Dolla $ign songs I
Yeah.
like.
You know what's funny?
Um,
Like I actually when Paranoid came out, I actually hated the song
what?
when it first came out, but it was because at that time I was like
I'm gonna have
a
to look at it. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm
I was
listening.
like a super lyrical miracle
Yeah, you
individual
were.
like type like listener, bro. I was listening to fucking Absol, Kendrick Lamar, Clear Soul Forces, shit. Like I was listening to just a whole bunch of old school boom bap, top quality
Yeah,
Meth type shit. Like I
yeah.
was listening to a whole bunch of like just old school like real lyrical shit. So when that shit came out, I was like, man, I don't give 2 fucks about that. But now that it's out, now that I hear it now with these ears, I have so much more appreciation for it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I actually fuck with the song now.
Okay, no, you have to because you're so stuck in your ways back then as a kid or whatever you want to identify yourself. You're just like fuck everything else.
Yeah, yeah. I was like,
And
bro,
you wanted to make a statement too, like, I don't fuck with you.
low key, I was like that, bro.
Like, why are all the boom bap people like that though?
Bro, it's because like they want to act fucking like holier than thou, bro. They want to be like, it's also like the mentality of like hipster mentality where it's like, oh, that's what's popular right now. I don't like it. I like this more
Yeah,
underground thing. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, you're right.
Because
You're
like
right.
I guarantee you, bro, there's a whole bunch of people that stopped being Kendrick Lamar fans once he blew up.
Facts, facts. So
Because
we went
like,
mainstream.
he's not the underdog guy anymore.
That's
Even
so
though he's
whack.
still making quality content.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
even
So hold on.
okay, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was saying my bad. No, no, go ahead. I want to hear what you gonna say.
Oh, because even when you think about it, like the albums that blew Kendrick up are his best albums. To Pimp a
Facts.
Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no skips.
And the work before that is where people really got that underground cult following. But
Yeah,
like his best work is what blew him up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So how can you get mad at someone blowing up when it was like their best work and they didn't sell
yeah,
out? Like To Pimp a Butterfly is not a commercially created album. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
sounds
And
on the radio.
why would you want someone to excel?
People are weird,
You know
bro.
what I mean? Like, like
You know what? You know what I think it is? I think it's relatability.
relatability.
Yeah, like, oh, this dude's broken poor and he's making dope
Yeah,
music. So I like it because I'm broken poor
and,
too.
and that's the thing in the Bay Area. It's the crabs in the bucket effect. Or
Yeah.
barrel, whatever you want to say. Yeah, you know what I mean? No, they all think that they're your level, so they don't want you to get out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But let's go back to that title. I think okay, so it's impatient. That's the song with the Jeremiah.
Okay.
Jeremiah. Um, man, there's a song with Ella May. She don't.
Okay.
That's like one of my favorite verses from Ty. And man, they're all features, bro. It's like crazy. Like,
Hey, what about the purple emoji joint?
oh, bro, I swear to you, I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
I
that's my favorite.
swear to you, I was just about to say that. Yeah, but it's just so many classics I'm looking at, bro. Like, I can't even. You know why I can't even name them? There's just so many Ty Dolla $ign songs that I can't even name them, bro.
Mhm. He,
Like,
like Ty Dolla $ign's like one of the people who's like kind of slept on until.
bro, he can actually sing too. People don't think he could sing. He
Mm-hmm.
could fucking sing. He just smokes a lot.
Yeah.
It just sounds raspy as fuck.
Yeah, but that
But
adds character though.
it does. Dad, this is completely random because I just got a notification while I was looking at my phone, bro. Dude, TikTok is where it's at for real. And I see you on it sometimes.
Yeah.
Really, your little step.
I need to go harder on it, but I'd be on there low key.
Yo, shout out to Eric. He fucking put me on even more, bro. One of my videos, because with the dog shit, I've been consistent, got like 6K almost views in like 2 days.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, bro, I don't even get that much on Instagram because there's just so much people is on it right now on
Yeah.
TikTok.
TikTok is cool because like the home page is the explore page.
Yeah,
You
the
end
For
up
You page.
finding a lot of like new dope creators. So,
Yeah,
and the algorithm is pretty solid to the point where it'll just keep on recommending you to the stuff that you want to see.
yeah. What do you call this? Bro, this shit, man. Like, this interview was very good, bro. I just like it was a kind of a self reflection again, bro. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Oh, dude.
I'm not cutting the interview short, by the way. I'm
Oh,
just letting you know
it's good. It's
because
good.
I just had to reflect on that, man. So much crazy shit has been going on, and I just just thought of that randomly. So shout out to you for putting this together, bro.
Is there any like crazy tour moments that you've had, or like actually let's just go favorite tour moments? Have you ever
Favorite
had
tour
any
moments?
moments on tour? Because you've went on like a good amount of tours. Actually, I would say you went on a lot of tours, bro. What's been like one of your favorite moments that's been on tour?
Seeing how unreal it was in Asia,
Mm-hmm.
like going to Korea, like it was just insane. Like you're being chased around if you're seen. Like after the show is just crazy. Like even me, when I went to the mall, all I did was tweet like I'm at this mall. Hella fans showed up. Maybe like hella to me is like 10 fans.
Yeah,
Like that's a good
that's
amount.
a lot.
Yeah, just for
A lot
I'm not
for,
even
like a
from Korea.
random tweet.
Yeah, I just said I'm going to because the mall was next to my hotel. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna go check out Cohex Mall, slide through if y'all want to meet, whatever. Bruh, hella people showed and some even told me that they came like 2 hours away. I was like, what the fuck? Because I tweeted that I was gonna go there around like 4 p.m. and it was only like 8 a.m. They said they took a train and all this shit to come out. I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, just to fucking take a picture with me or meet me real quick.
Damn, that's that real superstar type
And,
shit, bro.
and the craziest part is, bro, I didn't think anyone was gonna come, but and I don't even know how they found me, bro. I was literally walking around, they're like, DJ Burr. I was like, oh shit, what's up? What's up?
That's tight. That's hella ill, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, is there any like noticeable cultural differences from like here in Korea?
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah.
What were the ones that were like most like mind boggling? I'm sure there's a lot, but like what were the some that were like most mind boggling to you?
Man, I don't want to say it, but respect.
Okay.
Like culture out here, like it's very ruthless. You know what I mean? Like it's everyone feather for themselves essentially, in a way, especially like you see it and we experience it, but out there, bro, I feel like everyone's community based. Everybody helps each other, bro. People, okay, let's just this is I don't want I'll choose one that's not too deep, but one big culture shock difference or one difference was the crime. Like, bro, like when I was out there, you see people on the streets sleeping after a club event, not because they're homeless, but because they're so fucked up and they don't want to drive and the train shuts down at a certain hour. They just sleep on the street and no one touches their shit. No one steals their shit. No one, just leave them. You just see them sleeping. Bro, I've seen hella people just slumped against something and sleeping, and I'm like, yo, are these people homeless? They're like, oh no, they're just sleeping because the train closes and they don't want to go home and they want to party all night. I'm like, all right, well, shit.
Yeah, ain't no one gonna pat their pockets
Yeah,
or nothing.
exactly.
That's
And
crazy. I heard it's very
yeah,
similar like that in Japan. I heard
yeah,
like Japan is like one of like the safest like places to be.
yeah, bro. Because one, probably get punished crazier than you do here in America, But you know, that's what it takes sometimes. And hey, I mean, people respect, bro. They don't even have guns out there. Police don't have guns. They might have, you know, guns somewhere, but they don't carry them armed. They have just tasers and batons and you know, I've seen it. And another thing too is the respect, bro, especially with elderly people. Like I see younger people always letting them cut, letting, you know, let them go ahead, like, you know what I mean, just being very respectable. And and the food, man, food is just, I mean, I don't want to say it's much healthier, but bro, I was at a 5-star hotel they put us in. That shit was amazing. Like, you know, like the breakfasts that you get in the morning, it's like pancakes and eggs usually.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I was at a 5-star hotel, but you know, even if you're at a regular hotel, they have buffets, right? That are pretty decent. Bro, this shit is on another level, bro. They out here pressing juice in the morning in front of you, like fresh kiwi juice. Like you just get the fruits and you tell them like, oh, okay, here, and they press it out. They do all this like shit with. I don't even want to. Yeah.
Y'all sitting there like, hey, y'all want to go out and get some breakfast? Like, bro, we could just stay here. It's probably better.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was another thing too. I in Korea, you know, the food was safe and okay, you can eat it, but in Indonesia, it was another, you know, I just ate at the hotel, bro. I'm not eating on the street, fam. Like,
When'd you go over to Indonesia?
the second time I went to Korea because we had a show in Indonesia. It
Oh,
was like a mini. It was like Indonesia and then Korea and then Rolling Loud. That was like a crazy sequence for me, bro. That
hey,
was
yeah,
a lot of traveling.
yeah. How about you talk about the sequence of events that led up to you doing Rolling Loud with Lil Peep?
Man, so I was in Indonesia, and at the time, David Ali, he was, I don't know if he was managing Lil Peep, but he was like helping him out with his management. And I had came through I had came through to DJ from Martin in Indonesia, and David was managing Jess Connolly as well. And he managed a bunch of artists, but he was actually out there in Indonesia, and he was like, "Yo, Lil Pete need a DJ," and I think he hit me up because Pete had never had official DJ where they would rehearse and, you know, a guy who would know how to control the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, because I've DJed for Pete before Rolling Loud at a couple of shows, and you know, it's super unorganized. Like, it's just a mess sometimes. But anywho, I felt like, okay, I felt like whoever was managing Pete was like, man, you need something serious for this show. It's Rolling Loud. It's not fucking, you know,
Yeah.
Flynn's or somewhere small. You know what I'm saying? It's Rolling Loud. So David had told me like, yo, bro, I need you for Rolling Loud. I was like, what? Hell yeah. What would you mean? I'm in Indonesia right now too. Like, you know, no lie, I thought he was capping. You know, I thought he was capping. But then I got a text later. He's like, "What's up? What's your schedule like this week?" I was like, "Oh shit, plays running in play." You know what I'm saying? And and let me take that back, bro. Let me take that back. After, or excuse me, Indonesia was going on. Um, we had Korea, we had Rolling Loud, and then David wanted to present another tour with me during this whole thing.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, he presented a tour, so I was like, bro, there's so much shit going on.
What tour was that?
With Jess Connolly now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then I went on tour with Jess Connolly and Nudes, but so much shit was going on, bro. Like literally, like fucking so many fucking events. So it was. He had asked me to go to Rolling Loud in Indonesia, and then I had did that. But all the shit leading up to that, bro, we had sound checks. You know what I mean? Like I had to drive down to Oakland every day for like 4 days straight, 5 days straight for these rehearsals. Um, you know, and it was a mental preparation for me because I just came back from Indonesia and Korea, and I just moved into a new house,
Yeah.
which is this place. I just moved in. It was literally that month I just moved in. So for like the first month or two, I was on tour. I didn't even get to enjoy the place till about November or December.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Till I really came back, and then after that, you know, I kind of took a break from touring and focused on this shit. You know, the engineering, the producing, all that shit.
What made you want to do that switch where you like wanted to stop focusing on touring and more focused on yourself?
Man, that's a deep question, but I'm gonna just say it anyways. It's like I just felt like I needed to focus on myself more.
Hmm.
You know, DJing for other people is cool, but focusing on yourself more is even cooler.
Yeah, sometimes
You
just
know what I'm
having your
saying?
own thing is just really it's just different.
It's more meaningful to me,
Yeah.
and I think that's ultimately what I care for, and I'm still down to DJ for these people. I'm not taking anything away from myself from losing these people because that would be plain out of sight stupid. But I feel like what's most important is me. You know what I'm saying? So I think people are either gonna respect it or think I'm corny or think like, why is he trying to be a fucking artist? Why is he? No, it's just self fulfilling, bro. Everything's just self fulfillment for me. It's not about you. It's not about me being a big artist. It's literally just about self fulfillment, bro.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Bro.
that's that's literally it for me. You know?
Hmm. So you're also an artist, which is something that I feel like we didn't really talk too much about during this whole thing.
Yeah.
What's like your favorite song that you've made?
Made. Probably that Pretty Ricky remix I did, or the What I Need. Only because I finally found a sound I really like. It's like that kind of singing, sad boy shit. Like,
Mhm.
it's so easy for me to make sad songs because I've had my heart broken, like, before. Like, I could put myself in that place where it's like, I could think about to the times, you know what I'm saying? Or I think about the times in the situation I currently am where, me and my girl are doing a long distance relationship. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. You know what I mean? So, it I can put myself in these scenarios and create better music. Whereas like, the hyphy shit's still cool to me, but I'm kind of over those days. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
especially the shit I be saying. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like it's more meaningful when I'm putting my emotions into the songs.
yeah, definitely. Hey, but are we still gonna do that track with me you and Salam?
Bruh, I do want to finish it. I have no
Okay.
bars. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Well,
just
man,
trash.
try, huh?
Yeah, I might need a ghost rider on that one, bro.
Hey, we might need to hit up Party Next Door.
Or not. I need Devin next door right now.
Devin Next Door. I don't know about
I know
that.
you got bars.
Hey, on the low, on the low.
Not hey, real talking. That's something I always encourage producers and artists or in engineers, excuse me, not artists, because half the time we're hearing all the shit we make, and we're like, man, I can do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know you can do it because you can make it. You can produce the beat. You can mix the song. You know what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
can make a cover art.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt like that when I no shade to this person, but when I
Yeah.
heard like Lil Yachty and shit like that, bro, I was like, nigga, I can do this shit. I was like, I can knock this out, bro. Like, come on, I can get that. You know what I mean? Like, no shade to
No.
I fuck with him, but it was like,
That's especially as producers, Devin. We talk about this all the time, but it's hella funny when you're just like, artists will be like, buying beats or they make a song on that beat. You're just like, I could do that.
have you ever like sold a
Yeah.
beat? You don't have to say any name, but like say any names, but have you ever sold a beat and then like you heard what they did to the beat and you're like, man, give me that shit back. Give me that beat back, bro. I don't want
Yes.
you on this bullshit.
Yes.
Keep the
Not
money.
not, e- not even that. Not even that. Even worse. Like I was just like kind of like, hey, bro, you think I could like really get that back? And I was like, I'll give you another one.
Oh, oh my God. What did they say in that
Yeah.
situation though?
I forget what the situation was, but I think they're actually cool with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they probably even thought like, hey, maybe yeah, you're right. It was at the most fire. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I'd be overthinking situations like that where I'm all like, oh, if I say this and they're gonna go up and out, they're gonna get hella crazy and like
Yeah.
I feel like I just overthink all that shit. I don't know. I
You,
might
you know,
retract a
I
couple.
think yeah. No, you make good points. I think people respect and validate that, so they won't get too upset. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But the I learned from Eric and guys, the Eric I'm talking about is Spiffy, all right?
Mhm.
But I
Yeah,
learned
put
from
respect
Eric, and
on
he
it.
has taught me how to how to give good criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And with good criticism, that's how you can get good feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And with criticism, you have to be very particular what you say. You can't take away from an artist of their favorite thing. So just a quick tip that he taught me: when you're trying to give feedback or critique someone, and you want them to respond in a manner where you're not going to sound too or where they're not going to be too crazy about how they feel,
Yeah.
you gotta you gotta you gotta ask them questions. Hey, what was your favorite part of this song, right? Oh, my favorite part was the drop at 50 seconds. What if you said the first thing, man, at 50 seconds that drop was it wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna feel like, oh man, I put my pride and joy into that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, he thought it was trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it because, like, especially when I do like honest music reactions and everything like that, like, I try to be like I still definitely want to be like honest because, like, nigga, it's in the name. You know what I mean? So but at the same time, I'm not trying to be the reason why someone quits rapping. You know what I mean? Like, you feel me? Like, that's an actual concern that I have. Oh my god.
Bro, I'm gonna wait for the day for your title to be rapper quits rapping after my
Nah, bro, I don't want that to happen though. That's the thing.
holy shit, bro. I can just imagine him, bro.
Watch, because one day I'm
Okay.
gonna be like, hey, bro, that verse was garbage. Then
Oh
I'll be like,
fuck,
you know
man.
what? I'm done.
You literally got me in tears, bro, just thinking about that shit, bro. I'm done. Yo, let me ask you, bro.
What's
Have
up?
you ever not lied, but was just like you didn't want to be too mean, so you just kind of was like, okay, it's not bad.
Bro, all the time, bro. Because when you think about it, bro, you get more bad submissions than you get good submissions.
Yeah, but
Especially the
that's a
volume of people I'm taking in, and I take in every single like I take
submission.
in every single submission.
That's smart. That's smart.
So like I'm bound to get some people where it's like, hey, I don't even.
No,
There's
but
times I didn't even want to post it. I was like, bro,
yeah,
don't.
no, and here's the thing that's what I'm talking about. Like, going back with the paying someone, like, you got to know the value you're giving somebody.
Mhm.
Like, you're giving some service, whether it be free or not. But let's say, this person understands, hey, this shit might not be the best, but this guy Dev has some cool experience. He's gonna critique it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people should always be humbled by the fact that someone's always gonna be better than you, or someone's always gonna be. I don't even like the word better than you, because no one's better than you, but more skilled than you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what people fall into the trap of thinking, like, oh fuck, man, this guy's just talking shit about my thing, my craft. But you got to take it, bro. I hate criticism. I hate it because I know that it's that thing where it's like you hate your mom telling you to fix your bed, but you got to fix your bed.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
So I think that's with artists, and at the end of the day, Devin, 99%, 95% of this artist, or just this whole thing of becoming a factor in the industry, is relationships and how you treat people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people forget that everyone's human, and bro, like, you just have to be um willing to learn and be willing to be humble about shit.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying, Dave? Like, and that's even communication, that's learning a skill, everything, bro. I think not enough people get that, and that's why, you know people like me and you are trying to spread that game, bro. That's why we try to season you, so you understand that, look, bro, this ain't the right way to do it. You don't just hit me up off a DM and ask for 30 beats for free. You ask for 30 beats after you gave me your time, or you paid for one beat. Then I might consider it. Shit, bro, if you were really like, hey, bro, I'll buy 2 beats, but can you give me like 4? I damn near might be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like, you paid for it, you paid for a little bit, and the fact that, hey, man, you told me a situation and I understood. Let me help you out, fam.
Oh yeah, bro. People who actually pay for beats and shit like that, I'd be hooking them up.
Yeah.
Like, what's it called? There's this shit with because it's so funny because like some people will just be like, oh, let me get some free beats, let me get some free beats. when they
Yeah.
don't realize if you just buy a couple, you can create a relationship and then get free beats afterwards, bro. And then you're getting it from someone that like you can trust and you know is gonna be fire. You know what I mean? Like there's this thing that Curtis King did where he's all like where he's basically just speaking on making your business more like a business. You know what I mean? So like if you go to Target and you buy something, sometimes you'll get like a discount on your next one. You know what I mean? So one of the examples that he did was like, hey, go everybody that's ever purchased a beat from you, go hit them up and go talk to them. Go give them something. So at one point, I went and I hit up like a majority of people who have ever bought a beat from me, and I'm like, hey, bro, I just appreciate you buying beats from me and shit like that. I'm gonna send you a couple free ones, man. Let me know what type of style you want.
Yeah, that's tight.
And I'll just go send it to them. And then doing things like that furthers relationships. And then it also like it could also further like because at the end of the day, like they kind of customers too. You know what I mean? People have to look at it like that sometimes. So it's like if you create a relationship with a customer, you're creating more income for yourself.
Facts. And I think, bro, everything I've done in my life is because of a relationship. It's never been because Burr has some fire beats or music. I promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
There might have been a couple like like you recommend me, but I'm only. But there you go. You recommend me. It's because of a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not even because like he's dope. Well, obviously he's dope, but he's dope because I recommended him too.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like being dope. This is what a lot of people don't realize. Being dope is just the bare minimum. Being dope is a bare minimum, bro. We both know a whole bunch of like dope producers, a whole bunch of dope artists. So what else can they do to stand out?
To stand out,
or to work with someone else who's bigger or something like that.
And I think
bro, I'll hook up my friend before I hook up anybody else.
Facts. So random, yeah.
Yeah, if I get a placement opportunity, and I'm gonna go hit up you. I'm gonna go hit up Salam. My other fight act. I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, I need loops because I'm gonna go do a song with so and so. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's one thing I think me and you've been trying to do. Like even with Salam, like anytime we have these moments, we're trying to create something big. We're like, yo, send me this, because we obviously have strengths and weaknesses,
Absolutely.
But no, going back real quick too, Dev, kind of how you said, building the relationships and all that shit. Like I think if you can just focus your first year as an artist on the come up doing that, you'll get further. Whereas you're just trying, you can focus your time into being an artist. Yeah, that's amazing. Excuse me. And into the raps.
Corona.
But that's why we're here. No,
a virus, bro.
Throw that shit through the face cam. But basically, yeah, bro. Just like it, if you keep those up, bro, I think the first year it'll be a lot easier than most people. Because that's one thing I didn't know right away, but I was doing. You get what I mean? I was doing it unconsciously. I was doing it because I felt like I wanted to connect with these people, and these people were like, this is what I needed to further my career. So I realized at a young age, even when I was 5 years old, 6, or even that's too young, but like second or third grade, I knew that, hey, I got to rock with these people because I want to play basketball with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I've always used my life skills into the industry. And people forget that the industry business, the industry is a business. Yeah. You don't just go out there and rap. Yeah, you might do that, but you have to learn. Like I figured that out the hard way always, because I always tied back my sales job at Verizon when I used to work there back like I don't know how many years ago. When I used to work there into the field I am today. You still have to sell somebody. You still have to thank them. You still have to follow up. You still have to negotiate. You have to be willing to make phone calls to get a better deal. All that shit matters still. And I think people don't realize how much that is included in this field we're in. And if you learn that shit, bro, you'll be at a total advantage. Remember, when you're already here with the knowledge and everything else, the music catches up on its own. this shit catches up on its own.
Yeah.
When you're here with business and your music is here, it can still go up, but your chances of yourself fucking yourself over in the long run, or not even having any knowledge to even get yourself out there, and you have all this fire music, is just totally useless, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest advice from today's thing is just you got to make sure to know the business and take a year to network and build relationships.
Mm-hmm. So how about we end this like little call off with
Yeah,
you giving some advice on networking? Like
on networking.
what are some things that have been successful with your experiences, and it could be applied to other people as well.
Yeah. I think the biggest networking skill I learned is just get your ass outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, literally get your ass. I mean, not right now. I mean, okay, how about I'll give two ways since I'll actually give real advice that you can do yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one way, I'll just do the way I used to, and I'll do the quarantine way right now. But one way right now is, or excuse me, the old way is get your ass out there. You got to go to parties, go shake hands, go meet people. Don't be too pushy. Don't try to tell them you're an artist right away and here's my music right away. Don't do that. Build a relationship first.
Just because I feel like if you ease your way in with the relationship and the relationship is good before even all the music shit is good, I think that person is gonna tend to you more, whether a stranger, or rather a stranger who just asks, "Hey, can you just check my music out?" You know what I'm saying? So it's like build a relationship first, and the way you can do that is by networking. And the way you can network is go to events, hit up people in DM, send out hundreds of DMs. You know, that's up to you on how you're gonna approach that. Look at videos, follow Gary Vee if you don't fucking know. That's what I tell everybody. Gary Vee, I always tell this to everybody, bro. And it's funny. I'm like, Gary Vee will hold your hand, right? He will hold your hand and tell you everything that you need to know on how to do this. He will literally tell you, bro.
Yeah, you guys are hella game, bro.
But and I don't mean he'll kind of tell you. He'll be like, look, step one, go to YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off when people can't figure it out. Kind of like, bro, just figure that shit out, bro.
Google it. Google it.
Especially, you know what it is when you have time. You have time.
Yeah.
If you're busy, and I get it, it's different. You know what I mean? But if you have time, do it. Stop being fucking lazy. But
Bro, this whole Zoom thing, bro, I didn't know how to use Zoom 3 days ago.
I was just like, ooh,
I didn't know how to use it 3 days ago. I downloaded it, tried to figure it out real quick, did a little test call, and I was like, hey, I think it's gonna be cool.
now you got me on it. Now I'm getting me on it too. But but yeah, bro, just again, networking, going to events, shaking hands, even going, bro. This is why the best one I've learned too is, like you said, giving people, offering free work. Yo, you need a DJ for this event? I got you. Just I'll do it for free. If they might even be like, you might even be like, hey, can you just shoot me $10 for gas? What's $10? You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
so one of the points that you made earlier, which I thought was really interesting because I haven't heard anyone say it before, but I think it was very valuable and I agree with it a lot, is to not initially mention that you're an artist or like you're a producer right off the bat.
It turns you away instantly.
Yeah.
Or
because it seems like everything you're gonna say next is an ad.
Yeah.
Like advertisement of who you are.
Or this is all we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
And most people are quick to jump on the gun of turning away people, of not being friendly, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
There was an event that I want to give like an example that kind of like proves of what you said is actually true.
Yeah.
It's like valuable advice. There was an event in San Francisco over at Brick and Mortar. I believe Summer was performing.
Yeah.
Like 6 to 8 like other artists that were performing on there. It was like an up and coming artist kind of performance event.
Yeah.
But I just went there because I was like, bro, I just want to support my homie. What's up?
You're supporting your 6, right?
Yeah, I was just trying to support. I was just trying to support the homie. But there was like 6 to 8 other people there, so I was like, you know what? Every single time someone's done performing, I'm gonna go up and talk to them, and I'm gonna like introduce myself and like get to know them real quick.
Yeah.
So every single time someone came off stage from performing, I was like, hey, I really, hello, my name is Devin, blah, blah, blah. I really like your set. It was really dope. Then I give a unique compliment.
Yeah.
Something that's like, oh, your set was really cool. Be like, no, hey, I really like how you influenced old school R&B and TL shit. That's really unique. I fuck with that heavy.
That's smart.
And you gotta talk normal too. I mean, especially just like how I said it right there. Like, you gotta talk normal, bro.
Yeah.
And then just like, hey, like, I really fuck with what you're doing. Like, are you on Instagram? Like, where can I follow you just so I can know more about you?
Hey.
And then that's where you get them, because once you follow them, they're on a small enough platform to the point where they're going to see you.
Facts.
So what you have to do in that next step is follow them, and you have to make sure that your Instagram or whatever social media you're using in that scenario is like your resume.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so if they were to look at it, they know what you do instantly off rip.
Right off the bat.
When you look at my page, you know I do some type of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, send me your music. Do this, do that. Look at this beat I made. Like, you see it off rip, so you know what I'm about, and I didn't have to tell you. And it seems more organic. And when it seems more organic, people are more likely to fuck with you then.
Yeah.
I mean, so I did that for 6-8 people, and then I ended up selling beats to some of them like 2 months later, because we ended up making that relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like other people asked to get on the show. Like, I ended up benefiting so much off of just like going out and networking in person. And then now I made these relationships. And I have to sit there and tell them like, hey, look, I'm a producer. Look, hey, here's my beats. Like, you don't need to do all that shit, bro.
Yeah. No,
So like, I just say all that and just in support of what you said. You know what I mean?
And you know, I think now just going back to that is, just build. I think to conclude kind of just that part is definitely just focus on the relationships, man. And when you're out there networking, that's all you should do is focus on the relationship. And even if they're not friendly at first, don't mind it. If you're there and you came there just for them and you didn't get to meet them, fuck it. Look for somebody else to talk to.
Yeah, you never know where your next opportunity is, bro.
Exactly, man. And I've had situations where I pulled up and they didn't pull through, or they didn't even go, and I came and I almost came there for no reason. But hey, I met some other cool people.
Yeah.
And I still know them to this day. And they're even bigger than I am. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. A quick little story real quick. The first socializing and networking event. So if you guys don't know, Burr has these events where it's specifically for creative people to network and socialize. At the first one that you did, Aaron came up, who was managing Play Max Summer Black at the time.
Did you meet him did you know any of them at the time?
No, I didn't know any of them.
Wow.
Yes, I met them because of the whole event thing.
That's crazy.
So here's the even crazier part. Here's how everything came. So if y'all don't know, like, Play Max is actually like a really good friend of mine now, and like we have a lot of music together, and like we work a lot together. And he's probably like artist, producer wise, probably like one of the closest relationships I have. You know what I mean? But this is how I ended up meeting him. So I just went just with no expectation. I'm just gonna meet some people. Aaron, the manager, was coming up to people and introducing Thomas to people as a rapper, which is hilarious. So I just started talking to Thomas, and then halfway through the conversation, Thomas was like, bro, I don't even rap. Like hair. I don't know why he's saying that. I'm like, whatever, it's cool. But he was still cool. You know what I mean? So I was there to talk to rappers and producers and shit like that. But I ended up just talking to a barber for like a long ass time. Me and him were hella cool. And then later on, he went to go kick it with playing Mac and them. And then I was like, I got kind of bored. So I was all like, oh, let me go kick it with Thomas real quick. I went over to go kick it with Thomas, and then I met playing Mac over there. And then kind of like created this fucking beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how like all these small little things can just lead up, like butterfly effect type shit. You know what I mean?
Real facts.
Yeah, man. So hey, but first of all, thank you for throwing those events.
Man, thank you for coming, bro. Because honestly, bro, like I think you're the one who made the most. Like you and a couple other people, but you made a lot out of it. Like I think Dan worked with everyone there that came through.
Basically, bro. Basically.
You got to meet Lucky, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen Salam had some shit with him too.
That sounded crazy.
Yeah. So.
Hey, do you ever be hearing stuff that other people made? Then you be kind of like, not in a hating way, but like jealous. You like,
Nah, I feel you. Like, damn, I should have made that shit with him.
yeah. It's like no negative energy at all. It's just like because like I'm so happy for both of them. But I'll be like, damn, I wish I had a part of that, bro. That's crazy.
You know what it is too, bro? It's ultimately up to the artist because they're gonna create that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Because he could have came on weak and you could have been like, okay, I didn't miss nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he killed it, you're like,
Yeah. Dude, he sent me a snippet of something that he did on some of my stuff like a while back, but I haven't heard about it since then. But it was fucking fire, bro. It was crazy. And I was hella excited about it, but I just haven't really heard anything about it from you.
No, honestly, bro, that's the thing about artists. Dev, even with you, you know, all the shit we've done, bro, it's hard to really pick what you want to drop and what you want. And yes, you can say flood it out, but when it's not finished or not the way you feel about it, why would you flood it out? Because look, if I can produce all the songs that I produce, meaning like not beat making, but like all the songs that I generated before, the ones that I truly like, if I could generate like 10 of those, I would drop them all in one day if I could. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the fact is I'm not there yet. I'm not there as an artist. And that's why it's still taking me longer to hop on the beats that you send me and other people send me. But when they hit, I really like them. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, like, and that's why lately I've been feeling like, you know, I gotta polish myself up. I can't just hop on your beats and say some whack shit.
Absolutely, bro. I don't want to revoke no beats from you, bro.
Want to be part of that show? Or your YouTube video says I asked for a beat back, and this is the reaction I got. It's like you got shades on. You got T took them off. You got a black eye.
That's fucking hilarious, bro.
But let's go back real quick on the quarantine thing. The way to network right now, man, I think just hit people in the fucking DM and create hella content. Like, that's it. That's it you could do right now. Like,
life hack with that shit, or business hack, I guess. Share their content on your story and tag them in there.
Yo,
that's an easy way to open the door. That's a gem right there, bro. That's an easy way to open the door for conversation,
especially with people you don't know.
Absolutely.
Yo, 100%, Dev. It's so crazy that you're very aware of what you do sometimes, and I'm not. Like, I've been doing that for years just to show people love, and I didn't know it was really just to. It's not just because you want something in return, but I did it just because I wanted to show love, and you do it generally too. And I know you wouldn't post no shit on your story that you don't fuck with, but doing that just shows how genuine you are sometimes. Like, because it takes a lot these days. People are so particular what they want on the social media. It's like you can't even get your friends to post your shit.
Like, bro, I got the image layout where it's 3. If I post yours, it can't be 3 no more. It's gonna mess up the grid.
and thankful. And shout out to Instagram for creating the stories, because if we didn't have those stories, none of our homies would post our shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So much easier just to repost now, you know what I'm saying, on your story and not give a fuck.
It makes it so much easier because it's gone in 24 hours. Who cares? It's gonna be gone in 24 hours, man. It's good.
So that's why the homies who really posted their shit on their IG, of your shit, they're the real ones.
Absolutely, bro. If they put you on the grid, that's like being in the top 8 on MySpace, bro.
And if they keep you on there for more than a couple of days, you really winning, bro.
Yeah, facts, bro.
I'm fucking done, dude.
All right, man. So I think that's a good note to end everything off.
Yo, this shit was 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, bro.
Holy shit, that was a good.
Honestly, what I think helped is that we haven't like seen each other in a minute.
Hella long,
bro. Oh my god, I'm so thankful for Zoom because like I want to fucking see my homies and shit, bro.
Bro, I'm low key dead. Like I've been fighting. Like I've been getting up like at 4 or 5 a.m. Like just feeling anxious. Like, bro, this shit is weird right now, bro. Like, I literally like think about all the events. I'm just like, dude, I just want to go back to an event at the club. It don't matter where, and I'll fucking I just want to go back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
man. But hey, bro, thank you for being on. It's Kicking It Infinite with Infinite and Burr. No DJ, just Burr.
hey, I'm glad you got it right.
Facts, man. Hey, but dude, thank you for doing this with me, man. I appreciate you.
Yo, shout out to Dev, man. If you guys don't fucking, already follow him, I mean, you probably are because you're watching this. But if you don't, fucking follow this guy, man. He gives out free game, drums. He gives out everything, bro. Free chicken sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Might pull up to the studio session with some chicken, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Dev, man. Appreciate you. Excuse me, Prod by Infinite. But
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, you got your name in the bio in the thing, so you already exposed.
Gotta keep it real, bro.
You already exposed.
Gotta keep it real, bro.
I'm fucking dead, but thank you, bro.
Yeah, thanks.